Alum Reels Season 2. I'm super excited to have you here. Excited about all the conversations that we are going to have today. I, Kansha Gupta.
Hi, I'm Manthan Pandya. We welcome you all on behalf of the SCIT Alumni Relations Committee to the second season of Alum Reels. Last season was very exciting and informative, providing great insights on various topics such as information security, data analytics, and application security. How about we start something fresh with more enthusiasm and wide opportunities? What say, Kansha?
Absolutely, Manthan. So, as we know, knowledge opens the door to opportunity. As aspiring professionals getting into the techno-managerial background, we learn, evolve, and grow every day. Now, without any further ado, let us begin with the first episode of Alum Reels Season 2. As promised, we don't fail to surprise you by welcoming our esteemed alumni, the Pride Badges of Symbiosis Center for Information Technology, Pune.
We take the honor of inviting an amazing visionary, and when I say amazing, I mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first guest, Mr. Chhavi Raina, from the batch of 2011, an IT management professional having rich experience in process consulting, training, and project delivery over the past 14 years. He is currently a general manager at Servify and an agile coach. His passion for teaching has helped train over 1500 plus professionals on quality management, Scrum, DevOps, and innovation skills. Welcome, sir. It's really good to have you here.
Thank you so much, Manthan, for welcoming. It's always a pleasure going back to your college and speaking to your future alumni. And it's always great to share some anecdotes with them. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Our pleasure, sir. Sir, to start with, if you could throw some light on your life after MBA and how has your corporate journey been so far?
Post MBA, okay, the corporate journey has been similar to how the MBA was. I would say wonderful, and I think I've been fortunate enough to get different opportunities. And at times, I would also give some credit to myself that at times I've been brave enough to grab those opportunities. I started as a process consultant with Capgemini. We had this on-campus placement in 2011, and I was working with the software development teams, application operations team, as a process consultant to set up processes like CMMI, ISO, etc. And I think then I moved on and gained more understanding on ISO standards related to quality majorly. And somewhere around 2014, 2015, when we heard this, we had this agile buzzword and DevOps buzzword coming. And that time I realized that, okay, I'm doing well with whatever knowledge I had, but this is something, a new area, a new field in which I need to foray so that I can, hone my skills. And that's the time when I kind of upgraded my skill set and got some more understanding on Agile and DevOps and moved into a profile which was related to a Scrum Master profile, getting into delivery as well. Because unless until you are playing in the field and you're just sitting outside as a coach, you won't be able to understand the intricacies of the game, right? So that was the time when I went into project delivery, gained some experience over there. And now I can, proudly consult people saying that, okay, I've been there, I've done that. So listen to me, I'll help you out over these things. And past 2.5 years now, I've been working as an agile coach with my current organization. It's been 9 months and I'm heading the Agile Transformation journey over there. And what more I can say? It has been a wonderful journey, honestly. But as I said, the importance is to identify the right opportunities and grab them in the right time. And I've been lucky enough to do so in my career so far.
That's an inspiring journey, sir, from being a student to being an agile coach. We are delighted to have you. So, sir, as a techno-managerial professional with over 14 years of experience, it wasn't an easy thing. Before jumping into that conversation, first, we are very curious to know about the journey of MBA, which is known for its highs and lows. So, can you please tell us how did you manage these moments and what would you recommend to the enthusiast aspirants watching this video?
Okay, Kansha. So you said the journey of MBA known for its highs and lows, right? And I would say that the journey of MBA should be known for its highs and only highs. Okay, so I would say that there are any lows in your MBA journey. Have keep your lows, for the corporate journey, where you will have those work targets, where you will have some hits, you will have some misses. Be prepared for that there. But in your MBA journey, it is only learning and learning. When you join an institute like this, all your professors or your faculty members, they try to prepare you guys for this outside world, for this corporate world, right? So it may happen that okay, one of the student is running faster than you, and maybe you've left behind, but that doesn't mean it's a low point in your career. Okay, you just need to understand that this is something which may be a weak point for you, right? So when you say maybe a recommendation, what I would like to say is ensure that this MBA journey, you are able to identify your strengths and weaknesses, and I would tell you when we used to prepare for our interviews, this used to be a typical question that, okay, tell me about your strengths and your weaknesses. And we used to prepare it like, okay, guys, tell the strength clearly. And when you say weakness, make it more like a strength. But do not mention that it is a weakness. Okay, so people used to say, I can't say no for everything and I do everything, right? And I would cite my own example. I used to say I'm a perfectionist, and that's a weakness for me. And it used to work at that time. But when I see now, I think if I would have analyzed myself more in terms of what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, if I would have made myself more aware about myself, okay, that would have really helped more in my journey. So what I recommend, guys, be aware of your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, this is the 2 years of time where you will get that situation where you can acclimatize to that corporate world. Okay, so find out what is your weakness, so that when in the corporate journey, if you are hitting a low, you already know that it was your weakness, so you won't be shocked enough. You will take that, accept that, and try to work on, improve on it. And whatever is your strength, that is something where nobody should be questioning you, right? So try identify your strengths and weaknesses. Don't think it is a low. Just try to figure out how you can work around, how you can improve it, maybe over a period of time. Maybe you cannot improve it right now, but once you gain the right experience, you will be able to improve it. So again, no lows in MBA, it's only highs and highs.
Very rightly said. I think everyone watching this video will connect with what you just said about your experience while we say our strengths and weaknesses. I hope that helps a student gain some clarity and insights with your fantastic response, sir. So for every aspirant, their alumni have someone who they look up to and to ace their professional journey and to achieve that. So what are the skills or traits one should develop to succeed in the agile industry?
Okay. Again, so I'm happy to hear such questions, but at the same time, I want you to modify your questions. Ask the right questions so that you get right responses. Okay. So I totally agree. What are the traits and skill set which we need to survive in this industry? But when you say agile industry, the industry is not agile at all. It is us who should be agile to survive in this industry, correct? We need to be agile enough to make the environment around us agile. So if you guys would have heard this term, I don't know, but we call it as a VUCA industry or a VUCA world, okay? Where V stands for volatile, U stands for uncertain, C stands for complex, and A stands for ambiguous, okay? So this is the world where we will live in. When we say volatile, you don't know what will work or what will not work. Something which was considered as impossible yesterday, or maybe an innovation today, might be just a basic necessity tomorrow, right? So if you start working on it and then you realize, oh, this is not relevant anymore, don't get disheartened, because that is the nature of the world. Okay. And if I just compare this pandemic situation as well, before that we had never thought that this situation will arise. This kind of discussion we would have never done on a video call. Maybe we would have been sitting together in office in college, and discussing this. But we accepted this, correct? We accepted this change. We welcomed this change. And that's the attitude which we have to follow. Okay, don't think that this is not right profile for me. This is not right work for me. I shouldn't be doing this task. You should be accepting things as it is. And then wait for a point when you can make the right choices. So try to address this volatility of the situation, volatility of the industry. We talk about uncertainty of the situation, right? You know the goal, but you don't know how to achieve it, how to reach there. Okay, you have your Google Maps, you set your destination, and Google Map always reroutes you. Fine, it finds a different way. But why we don't do that in our real lives? We should be doing the same, right? So the idea is take smaller steps. Okay, take steps as per the information which you have currently today, right? Once you reach that small stage, you'll have more information to achieve your goal. Okay, so that's how the uncertainty at least can be handled. Then we talk about complexity. And my dear friends, complexity will never change. In fact, it will become more and more complex, right? Because of this technological advancements which we have. We had this mobile phone which was always used for just sending, receiving calls and messages. Yeah. Now it has everything. It has become so complex. So, though obviously understanding technologies, improving on your skills over there will help you. But one important thing which you should do is collaborate. Okay. Today, the knowledge which you are striving for or something which you want to create would have been created by someone else in some other world. Correct? Right? So you need to gain that thing. You need to take advantage of that thing. So collaborate with people, collaborate with everyone, make communities, etc. Even if you want to understand some technology, collaborate. If you want to create a new technology, collaborate. Don't do everything alone. It is not needed. That's how we will succeed. Okay. And last but not the least is the ambiguity, correct? Now, what can I say on the ambiguity? There are times when a customer doesn't himself or herself know what actually they want. And they come to you and want you to solve the problem. They'll say, okay, I need a button at the top right somewhere in my application. And then you need to figure out where exactly it fits, correct? So try to make things clear, okay? When you are serving someone as well as that at that time as well. And when you are talking to a stakeholder at that time as well. And I would say for that, you bring transparency in your work. That's it. Whatever you're doing, anything which is relevant to a stakeholder, anything significant to a stakeholder should be shown to the stakeholder. It should be transparent enough that they understand its importance. So bring transparency to your customers within your teams, and that will help you to reduce ambiguity, correct? So when I say this, these are simple traits, again, basic traits, which will help you in surviving in this VUCA world, okay? It will make you agile, and you will address all the issues of this VUCA work.
So the new set of skills and traits you talked about and you mentioned will surely help our fellow students who will be soon starting their professional journey in the agile industry. And yeah, we will make sure that we should be agile as well to fit in this agile industry. Moving ahead, I would like to talk something about balance. Balance is not something you find, but it's something we create. Since time management plays a vital role to balance both employment and self-skill improvement. So, what do you think? How should one take out time to maintain this sustainability?
The $1 million question, how should we take out time because we have just 24 hours in a day? So, guys, stick to the basics. That's what I have been doing in my life, and I think that really helps. There are different ways. There are many complex things to do as well. But if we stick to basics, we should be able to conquer the world. It's simple. So when you said maybe the skill set improvement, etc., they are the part of your life, part of your corporate life, right? You need to do it to be relevant in the market, right? Now, when we talk about having time at hand, I'll tell you, as I said, the basics, that go back and create a to-do list for yourself. Simple. Okay. Create a to-do list. What do you want to do? Maybe you set your targets for a quarter, maybe you set targets for 6 months, for a year, but create a to-do list or a wish list. Put everything there. If you want to complete a task, if you want to achieve a A rating, if you want to get a promotion, if you want to become a Scrum certified Scrum Master, whatever, all these skills, if you want to do something in your personal life as well, put that in that wish list. Okay. And your focus should be that you take that item and move the item over its life cycle and push it to done. Right now, the problem which arises is that you take a lot of items at once, okay, and most of them doesn't get finished because we don't have time. Okay, so the idea is pick items which are relevant that time, okay, which is relevant today, which is the most important or most critical item today, and only work on that. We need to focus that whatever we pick, we should finish. So our mantra ideally should be that we should start finishing things, and until then stop starting things. Correct? So until unless you haven't finished one item, do not pick multiple items. Otherwise the time wastage and context switching is huge, and you won't be able to achieve or earn anything in your pocket. Okay, so start finishing and stop starting, and you will be able to manage your time.
You rightly say, sir, and we take this mantra forward. Definitely, everyone who will be watching this, it will be helpful, and that is a very, very deep to understand, deep to know and understand, sir. So thank you so much, sir. So moving ahead, sir, I guess you must be remembering some badges we used to get in school if we are a rank holder or a school representative.
Mm-hmm.
And I think these old routes got new plans followed in a modern way. We have certifications to showcase our talents. So what kind of certifications and domain knowledge do you suggest to excel in Scrum and Kanban? And as per your personal experience, which strategy you prefer more?
Okay, Vanthan. So two questions. So one is what kind of certifications, and the other obviously what I prefer more as per my experience. Okay. So certifications, if you search for Scrum, you will find a lot of certifications. But the very first thing is that there is a lot of information available everywhere, and based on the communities as well, on the internet as well. You can go through that information, and it is quite explainable, it is quite descriptive. But when we talk about certification, yes, it is important in your life as well, in your corporate life. So when I say specifically Agile or Scrum, a basic certification from accreditation bodies like Scrum Alliance or Scrum.org. Okay, these are the two main bodies. They provide you certificates like Certified Scrum Master, Certified Product Owner, Certified Developer, Scrum Developer, etc. These can be a good start for you. And if someone wants to get a good knowledge of how Scrum works, then look at from the perspective of a Scrum Master. So do a certification which is a Certified Scrum Master or a Professional Scrum Master certification, right? So go ahead with that. It will give you a good knowledge. It will be like a 2-day certification for you. And then you have to give a test as well to see whether you have understood all the things or not. But these can be a good start for this. And secondly, okay, Scrum and Kanban, and which is the better or not good. Okay, so I would say, guys, again, when we get into the Agile world, I can't tell you that this is a silver bullet. It's not something like a Ramban, right? That you will take this and it will end or solve all your problems. No, it won't happen like that. So when we talk about these frameworks, you need to understand the basic concepts and then customize the way you are doing work, right? So when I say Scrum, yes, Scrum is the most popular way of executing Agile, okay? Because it generally is applied to all the complex type of work, which we generally say that software development is the complex work. We have some kind of vision, we know what kind of product we have to build in, then people have to think how to take the development approach, think about the technical feasibility, testing and deploy it, and see that it works, right? So that is a complex environment where Scrum works really well. So at the same time, Kanban is more of where we know what to do at the end. The idea is just go across the finishing line. and each and every person, should put their efforts to do that achievement possible. Okay, so if you see as a comparison, in production support teams or application operations team, you see people applying Kanban, and in feature development or software development teams, we have applying Scrum. Okay, so that's the difference. Or maybe another easier difference is when you play a soccer or when you play rugby, correct? Uh, you know that you have to score a goal, but at the same time, there are defenders from the other team coming in, and then you have to tackle them. You have to strategize. At times, you have to even give a back pass, correct? That is the complex situation where a Scrum can be more applicable, right? And the other situation, which could be maybe a relay race, where you know that you have to cross the finishing line, you have to pass the baton along all your teammates, you know the goal, and you have to just cross the line. That is the time when maybe Kanban would be more suitable.
I think the insights you provided on the certifications and the suggestions given by you to enhance the domain knowledge, be it explaining the difference between the Scrum and the Kanban, will be of great help to all those curious eyes looking for this answer. So, I remember when I cooked this special dish for my mom, she said, only the salt is missing, else it would have been a great dish. In a similar case, like an experienced techno-managerial professional like you, what is that one thing you missed out in your MBA journey and would recommend the juniors to do it for sure?
I would say I didn't miss anything in my MBA journey, and I would recommend you guys to do everything which is possible in your MBA journey. Right? It is just not a kind of a degree which you want to achieve. It is your overall personality development. So give it your best shot. You won't get this opportunity in your corporate life. You will be doing tens of things which is possible. Don't think like today I have to study till late night, but there is a cultural fest going on, there is a sports event going on, and I can't participate. Please don't do that. Do whatever is possible. Otherwise, you are going to miss this. And after 5 years, 6 years, when people will suggest that, okay, then maybe join a college again, you won't have that courage to join. So this is the time when you should do these things. You should enjoy. And I was actually thinking, have I actually missed something? But no, I would say uh, again, I was fortunate enough. I had great friends, I had great faculty members, and I was able to do everything what I wanted.
That is great viewpoints to look at your journey, and I hope we will be able to say the same if been asked in future. So, sir, moving ahead, during this pandemic times, if someone asks my mom what I do once I wake up, she would probably say the laptop who gets the first attention. So, due to the pandemic being work from home or study from home, we are always attached with laptops. It seems okay for us, but tiring for our family. So, in the same perspective, mounting the corporate ladder is a smart destiny. However, during this journey, how can we keep up the balance of work and personal life? And what do you think about it?
A very important question, and a very important thing in our life, that we need to keep a balance between our professional and our personal journey. And there is no right or a wrong answer to this. Okay, and I can try explaining it in the form of an example. And I would take cricket as a game as an example, hoping that everyone knows how cricket is played. So I would say when you are getting in this corporate journey, think about a batsman who is getting to play and in a maybe one day game, and when you start that, you know that this is a power play time, and you have just 10 or 15 overs where you need to hit the ball out of the park. And that is the time, exactly when you move out of your college, and that is the power play time when you shouldn't be saying things like, okay, this is a bouncer, maybe I should duck it, or maybe this is a yorker, I cannot play this. No, you have a power play available. You have that kind of energy, you have that kind of curiosity within yourself, that you should go for it. You should just give it a shot. Even if, as I earlier said, that accepting the changes, even if things are something which were not preferred from your point of view, take it then, hit it for a six, right? show them that you are capable of doing anything and everything. That's what you should be doing. So the idea is focus completely on your work life, okay? Because you have the energy that even after doing that, you will have good amount of time going back home and doing something, right? Uh, Once you do that, maybe you spend, say, 8 to 10 years in that journey, and you are just focused on your work. See, that will help you in establishing yourself first, and the second, that it will also help you to understand what kind of choices you want to make. I remember, right, moving just out of MBA college, people used to say, okay, what kind of choice you want to make now? It becomes really difficult. I think maybe now you guys would have a better thought process, maybe, but honestly, it is very difficult to make the right choice at that time because you haven't seen the things. Okay, so now is the time when you should take maybe a back seat at times. Now you can make more smarter decisions, right? Now you can say that, oh, now it's a bouncer, the power play is over, I need not hit it. Okay, I'll duck it for a while. Now there will be a new person at the non-striker at times, maybe, right? You need to give more strike to the person, you need to mentor the person and take a senior role. And that is the time when you can focus more on your family, right? You can focus more on your personal goals as well. You can balance it, because even if in your corporate life, in your teams, even if you are not present all the time, you have that kind of knowledge or wisdom that maybe just giving small time, you will be able to resolve issues, right? The idea is you nurture people within your teams, okay? And that's how you should take your journey. And that is why I'm also saying that, because I have been through that journey till now. But what next? I have not been there yet. But yeah, I believe maybe next is again, it is similar to like last 10 overs, where you again get a power play chance, where you have put a very good effort in building your legacy in the corporate life, also giving right time to your family, where you have stabilized things on your personal front as well. That is the time you can again take risks, right? You can again see that, oh, I still have that energy left that I can hit the ball out of the park, right? So try to balance it that way. Give the energy towards work as much as possible in your initial days. Balance it during once you have a good experience, and then at the end, again go for a 6.
You really inspired us on this, that how we should take every ball which comes in our life. We would really hope to manage balance between our work life and personal life as you do. Moving ahead, as we all know that businesses are creative and challenging, we strongly believe that SCIT has got a good industry-ready curriculum, giving a practical exposure on things and expecting students to think out of the box, which closely relate with their likings. On the same road, we see you have a great passion for musical instruments, especially guitar. Any idea of collaborating passion with the profession? What's your stand for the budding entrepreneurs?
Yes, I have interest in music. In fact, I was the vocalist in the college band during our time, and post that, I think as I said, guys, post that you might not get that kind of opportunity when you get busy in your corporate life. So post that, I learned guitar, and I've been playing guitar with when we have a get together, trying to pursue that passion. At the same time, I had a flair for writing. So I keep on trying, on over weekends, if I get time, I write something or the other. And as I said, I keep that passion alive. But when you say collaborate the passion with the profession, it's a very difficult thing. In terms of, will you get the right opportunity in your life to do so, right? See, understand, there are people, like, as you said, the entrepreneurs, they will have that courage, and they'll go all guns blazing, and they'll do what they want, right? But at the same time, please understand, everyone would not be an entrepreneur. And that's my point when I said, don't think of the lows. See what are your weaknesses and work on this. So it's not necessary that you will always make your passion as your profession, correct? But don't worry about that. If your passion is there, the idea is that you pursue your passion, you follow your passion, irrespective of what profession you are in. Okay. So at times I do believe, because again, it's my personal experience, at times I also believe that if I make my passion my profession, it also becomes my source of earning. Okay, and at times then I have to push hard for it, which I don't want. I want to pursue passion at my own will at times, right? So there are different views, but I would say never ever stop following your passion. Pursue your passion, and you will get ample of time. Remember that to-do list. Do the to-do list. You will get ample of time. Make it and try to put it into your done bucket. Okay. So collaborate in a way that you pursue your passion, and at the same time you excel in your profession.
Joining SCIT, some of the students may feel there is a lot of things happening all together. So this will give them much more clarity on following their passion. And thank you so much for this inspirational words from you, sir. Again, moving ahead, as you know, we are moving into digital world, and digital transformation is everywhere around. And adapting technologies to the new innovation has set its mark. However, what challenges are the organizations anticipating while adapting DevOps in digital transformation projects?
Adapting to any transformation is challenging, because we resist the change. If someone tells us to do a particular thing in a different way, it will take us ages to do. And by nature, we don't accept that. Okay, we are not doing the right thing. When we say digital transformation and when you say DevOps, I think the very first challenge is that the organizations, the people, the managers, the individuals, everyone should first understand what exactly DevOps is. When we say DevOps, people misinterpret this with maybe DevOps as a skill, or DevOps as a process, DevOps as a person. So there are many interpretations of what DevOps is. So first and foremost, people should understand what exactly DevOps is. When DevOps came into existence, it was more of a extension to Agile, right? When we spoke about Agile, we used to say that, okay, you have to build a potentially shippable software which is ready for production or ready to be pushed to the customer, right? But when it used to come that how we need to push it to the customer, there used to be a big operations team who used to take their 1 month, 2 month, 3 months of cycle, and whatever you had done in a 2 weeks or 4 weeks of small cycle wouldn't have been of any use. So the idea is how that operations, would handshake or collaborate with this development team. It's similar like what that you want to watch the latest season of, say, Money Heist, right? You want to just sit at home, Netflix and chill. And what you have decided, okay, I'll go to a showroom and I'll buy a television, maybe 50 inches big, an LED smart TV, okay? And in the evening, I'll watch Netflix, right? As soon as you go, you buy it, you are so happy. And when you ask them when it will be delivered, they'll say, okay, so for that, you need to call our representative. They'll take your call for like 3 days, and post 3 days, they'll come and install the product to you, right? So see how dissatisfied you would be at that service, right? But it is the way they are operating. But eventually, you are not getting the value, right? It is the same case, as when we talk about a development team and an operations team. We need to bridge that gap. Now, what happens if you select a television at a showroom and the person who was showing you a television and says that, okay, sir, give me your address, I'll be right there and I'll install the television. You see the satisfaction, the delight you will have for that time, because now you won't miss the latest season of Money Heist, right? And that is what we need to understand, that it is not your work. The accountability lies with the team. So when we say DevOps, that accountability lies with tester, with developers, with product owners, with business analysts, everyone, because it is their effort which is not working in operations, and they need to make it work. Okay, so I think the biggest challenge is the mindset, which we need to see. It is not my job. That mindset needs to change. And then obviously the rest of the challenges are also related to technologies. There are applications built in legacy system, and it is difficult to change them, etc. That is secondary, honestly. And as a coach, because I've been that journey of mine from a project delivery manager to a coach now, I realized that mindset is the biggest issue. One of my bosses used to say me, and I would like to quote him here, that it is the intent which is important, not the content. Content is something which we'll build over the time. If a person has the intent, we'll be able to build the content. But if a person just talks about content and doesn't have the intent to deliver, you can't do anything. So focus on that, and these challenges would be addressed for sure.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts on this. And I must say, before beginning our corporate journey, this example of television and understanding the concept of digital transformation will surely add value to our domain knowledge. Finally, before we end, we would like you to take a flashback ride to your MBA journey and share with us that one SCIT memory you will never forget.
So it's not easy, first of all, to taking a ride back to those years. I remember uh, after we graduated, I think every one or the second year we used to come to college, and it was very difficult to leave the campus, college, everything. And now going back, it always ignites those memories. And there are many. I can't share one with you, but obviously I've thought of one for sure. And that is honestly that is the last day of MBA. Okay, and I don't know if you guys know, for the 9/11 batch, the last day was on 2nd April 2011, and that was our validation day. Okay, so that day again, so when we got up, when we got ready for a validation ceremony, we already had that sense of accomplishment. Okay, that we have done something. We have completed 2 years. We have already got placements, and today we'll be in the validation ceremony. And we all got suited up, and then went to the auditorium, and we were just enjoying, having fun. There were announcements of who is like the student of the batch, etc., etc. We celebrated with our friends. We had lovely speeches from our professors, faculties. That was the last time you would have got them giving their nice points, etc. for you. So that was fun, but it was all formal event which was happening. Okay, and we were, as I said, was a sense of accomplishment that we have done something. Okay, and then I remember around 1:30 it was getting over, and around 2:30 the final of Cricket World Cup was about to start. Okay, where India was taking on Sri Lanka. And we were just waiting for that. I remember even our professor, one of the professors said that, okay, I know that I need to cut short my speech because you guys are waiting for the match. And we were thrilled to do that. And as soon as the validation ceremony was over, each one of us, we just ran to our hostels. We changed. Everyone was dressed up in blue, reading blue, and we came back to the auditorium, and there were like euphoria all around. People were like, we were getting tricolor painted on our cheeks, and then we entered the same auditorium. The things were totally different. Everyone was rejoicing. Everyone was shouting on top of their voice, and on the projector we had the match playing live, right? And that day is something which I will never forget, because by the end of the day, we won the World Cup after so many years. So honestly, the feeling was the same. Again, at the end of the day, it was a sense of a huge accomplishment. And at the start of the day, again, it was a sense of an accomplishment for us. It's just that the first half was a bit formal, and the second half was totally chaotic. But that is a day I would like to, in fact, relive that day. And that was really fun. And I think that opportunity was only with us, the 9/11 batch. So yeah, that is the memory.
Thank you so much for sharing that memory with us. I think no one will forget that day when we have won the World Cup. So thank you so much. Wow, this is an amazing interaction that we had, and I really feel a worthy time, isn't it, Kansha?
Yes, I totally agree with you, Manthan. And thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and the precious pieces of advice that you have shared with us. Sir, would you like to add any concluding remark or any special message for our fellow SCITians?
I would like to thank you all because of this. I went back 10 years in time and I was thinking of those days which we spent with our friends, with the professors in the college, which we enjoyed day in, day out. So thank you so much for inviting me for this, and I'm hoping that these anecdotes or insights will definitely help you guys. And just enjoy, guys. These are the best days of your life, as we always say. It is not a cliche, I would say that, oh, these were the best days. College days were the best days. They are actually the best days of life. You will do better for sure in your corporate life further. But the innocence, what you have in your college days, the fun which you have in college days, the way you celebrate in your college days won't be the same, right? So have fun, enjoy, and live your life to the fullest.
Thank you so much, sir, for this lovely message. And before concluding this episode of Alum Reads Season 2, we would also like to thank our SCIT Director, Dr. Dhanya Ma'am, our Alumni Relations Committee Mentor, Bharti Sir, Savita Ma'am, our academic coordinators, our Alumni Relations Committee members, and most importantly, SCIT students for being part of this wonderful initiation.
Thank you all, and I hope you all got the very right answers. Stay tuned and stay focused. We will be back with another episode soon.